At this point in time, I'm sure that our winds were over 100 miles an hour that impact this area.
People are picking up the pieces after a confirmed tornado rips through Lafayette's south side. Good evening, I'm Nicole Kahn. Nice to see you this evening. That tornado took only minutes to do damage, but homeowners will be cleaning up for days. A meteorologist from the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis surveyed the debris today. He says Tippecanoe and other counties have two types of damage: straight line wind damage, where all the trees would be laying in the same direction, and tornado damage. Meteorologist Dave Tusek explains tornado damage looks very different.
Here on the south side of Lafayette,
the winds of that tornado were estimated at 135 miles per hour. Residents found a mess this morning at the entrance to Red Oaks on South 9th Street in Lafayette, with knocked down trees and uprooted trees. Neighbors say the storm ripped through the front of the neighborhood in seconds, but it has left a mess they spent all day trying to clean up. Many came out of their homes late last night after the storm moved through and found trees resting on houses, downed power lines, and blocked streets.
It's astonishing.
It was a similar story for many homeowners south of Lafayette in Tippecanoe County. As News Channel 18's Alex Dyro reports, residents say the storm happened in a matter of minutes, and most didn't realize just how much damage had been done until the sun came up this morning.
Most residents near areas like Mayflower Mill Elementary.
Viewers in Crawfordsville describe a noise similar to a freight train during last night's storm. Montgomery County Emergency Management Director Fred Davis says it was straight line winds that caused most of the damage. Downed trees lined many of the streets in downtown Crawfordsville. Many of the tree branches narrowly missed houses but landed on cars instead. Neighbors on Pike Street said the city has come around to clear the streets of debris, but others on Main Street called removers to help speed the process. Davis says the damage throughout the county mostly consists of trees and limbs. He says there was one hog barn near Darlington with a lot of roof damage. Davis says no one reported any sightings of tornadoes, and that's one of the reasons why the county didn't sound the sirens.
That's what we want to do.
Davis says there were no injuries reported. The Federal Emergency Management Agency denied 39 Indiana counties from receiving federal assistance for ice storm damage back in early February. 7 counties are in the News Channel 18 viewing area. Benton, Carroll, Cass, Clinton, Fountain, Montgomery, and Warren counties won't be receiving help. A reason for denial was not available. The funds could have provided agencies with up to 75% debris removal costs, emergency services, and structure replacement. After a wild night, things have calmed down quite a bit, but it looks like we shouldn't get used to it. Chief Meteorologist Chad Evans joins us with a look at our next severe weather threat. Chad?
Yeah, that threat looks to be on Friday night.
A potential 2012 presidential candidate and Purdue grad spoke at his alma mater tonight. Herman Cain says he plans to make an official announcement regarding a run for the GOP nomination within the next few weeks. The conservative Republican shared why his business experience with turning troubled companies around would benefit America.
As a businessman,
Cain says he's proud to have the support of many in the Tea Party. He also hopes people will continue to be informed, involved, and inspired in the political process. Purdue's solar racing team recently won high marks in a national competition with their latest solar car that gets nearly 2,400 miles per gallon equivalency. News Channel 18's Aaron Leedy caught up with some of the team members today. Aaron, how well did they do?
First place, Nicole.
Thank you, Aaron. Indiana Democrats stage another walkout. We'll tell you what caused a group of state senators to leave the floor. And are iPhone users being tracked? Find out if owners of devices like the iPhone and iPad are at risk.
You're watching News Channel 18 at 11. News from where you live.
A Lafayette man is sentenced to more than 2 decades in prison for dealing cocaine. According to Tippecanoe County Prosecutor Pat Harrington, 30-year-old Pio Avalos was sentenced to 22 years in prison, 2 years community corrections, and 8 years probation. Harrington says the charges stem from an investigation by a county and federal task force in the summer of 2009. He says task force members purchased about 20 grams of cocaine from Avalos. on several occasions. Harrington says the drugs were worth a total of $1,150. Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels signed into law today a teacher contract bill. The bill will limit collective bargaining between school corporations and teachers' unions to salary and wage-related benefits. Most of the law goes into effect July 1st, but two key provisions are effective immediately. First, current teacher contracts may not extend past the budget biennium. Second, districts may not collectively bargain teacher evaluation procedures or criteria. The bill will still allow teachers to be involved in evaluation procedures and criteria through required discussions with school corporations. The Indiana Senate approved a way to fine Democratic legislators who took part in the 5-week walkout earlier this year. The Senate voted unanimously today to add the $1,000 a day fines to the state budget bill after Democratic senators left the floor in protest. The measure would allow a court to fine members who were unexcused for 3 or more days, so there weren't enough members to conduct business. Republicans imposed the fines that topped $3,000 for most of the absent Democrats who boycotted in protest of GOP-backed education and labor-related bills. New political districts proposed by Republicans are on track for final approval next week, but leaders of a redistricting watchdog group say voters should have more time to weigh in on them. Indiana Citizens Redistricting Commission co-chair and former Republican legislator Bill Ruppel says the process has been done in back rooms despite assurances of transparency. Republican leaders say they didn't use political information in drawing the new maps and met their pledge for more compact districts. A warning for users of some of the popular Apple products. Your iPhone and iPad may be keeping track of everywhere you go. Candace Gibson has more from Los Angeles.
It's alarming news.
Your live Doppler 18 forecast.
2 more rounds of severe weather to get through here in the next 7 days.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, of course.
And thanks for keeping us safe last night. We sure appreciate it.
We'll keep doing that. We're going to keep tracking the next one.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay.
Ross Bolin is in the Sports Center with us tonight, talking about a matchup between the Raiders and Broncos.
That's right, Nicole.